Good morning, my readers. Today what we are learning to do is we are learning to identify nonfiction text features in nonfiction texts. We have had some practice with this before in previous units, both in reading and writing, but it's time to refresh ourselves because we're diving back into nonfiction. How exciting! Okay. So our first nonfiction text feature that we see here is the title. And I used some of the topics that you were interested in from our reading assignment yesterday. The title here is Sloths, and this book is by Melissa Gish. And the title is found on the front of a text, and it tells what the book is about. So this book is obviously about sloths. Next, we have the table of contents. Now, the table of contents tells the sections or the chapters and what page to find them on. So as you can see in this book about sloths, there's three chapters, and then you have the glossary to learn more and index and what pages they are found on. The next thing that we have is we have a heading. The heading tells what the chapter or the section will be about. So in this book about hockey, it talks about the beginning. So I can predict, it's going to talk to us about the history of hockey, how it began, how did it start, the beginning of this sport. The next thing that we have here is a photograph. I didn't title this slide because the picture was so large and I didn't want to take away from it. This is from a Fennec Fox's book, okay, and we can see here about this photograph. If we want to learn more about a photograph, we always go to the caption, okay, and that will be explained in the next slide. I'll read the caption to you. It says, "Villages in the Sahara Desert threaten Fennec Fox habitat." Interesting. What a pretty picture. The next thing that we have here is another caption, and a caption captures or explains what the picture is about, the picture or the photograph. So in nonfiction text, photographs are real life pictures. So here, this caption says, "The Stanley Cup trophy has changed over the years. The bowl on top is a replica of the original trophy." Okay, so it's explaining what is in this photograph. The next thing that we have is a label. A label points to a specific part in a photograph. Okay, so here it's telling us about the three claws on this sloth, and then the label is pointing to the claw so that you can see the specific part of the sloth that they're talking about. The next thing that we have is a diagram, and it shows the steps or process for something. So here, this is showing you a diagram all about the Earth's oceans, the cold currents and the warm currents and how they flow. Next one is a map. It shows the location of something. So this is showing how Fennec foxes live in northern Africa, okay? And a map key explains what is being shown on the map as well. Okay, so the orange, okay, is explaining where the Fennec foxes live in northern Africa and the range of where they exist in northern Africa. The next text feature is a bold word. The Inca people built Machu Picchu. It was a sacred place. It was also a place for Inca leaders. So this bold word, it's an important or new vocabulary word. It is often shown in thick black print or another color. So this one is shown in gray. Then we can always find those bold words in the glossary in the back of the text where you can find the definitions of bold words. Oopsie daisies, I made a little mistake. Y-O-U's should be there. Now let's take a look here. The bold word was Inca, okay, and it explains the definition of the word Inca. A member of any of the Quechuan peoples of Peru who had an empire until the Spanish conquest. The last one we have is an index, and it takes the vocabulary words found in the text. So this is about Fennec foxes. So if you were curious about Fennec fox cubs, you would go to the index, you would see the word cubs, and then you would go to page 9 where that word is featured and that topic is explained a little bit more. Now it's time to practice on your own. In Seesaw, you have an activity today where you will be placing some of the text features or nonfiction text features that you saw on the correct photograph inside your Seesaw assignment. I know that you'll do well, and I hope you have fun with this activity. See you later.